My name is Margaret Rose Hensley, and I want to share something honest with you today. Never get a boyfriend after 60. I know that sounds harsh, maybe even a little cold, but sometimes the truth does not come wrapped in kindness. But thus to nations, it comes wrapped in warning. And if you are a woman over 60, sitting alone, healing, hoping, and still believing that companionship will save you from loneliness, then I want you to listen carefully. But I am not saying love is impossible, but I am not saying every older man is dishonest. And I am certainly not saying a woman over 60 should close her heart forever. But I am saying this: dating at this age is not what many women think it is. It is not the sweet, gentle, mature romance people imagine. Very often, it is a quiet exchange of needs, and too many women walk into it thinking they are being chosen for love, when in reality they are being measured for convenience. That is the hard truth. At this age, many men are not looking for a deep emotional bond. They are looking for comfort, routine care, attention, someone to listen to them, someone to cook, someone to make their life easier, someone to sit beside them so they do not feel old and forgotten. And that may sound harmless at first, until you realize that what they want from you is not always the same as what you want from them. A woman after 60 often wants honesty, peace, tenderness, respect, real companionship, but she wants someone who sees her soul, not just her usefulness. But many older men come into relationships carrying habits they never changed, selfishness they never confronted, emotional distance they never healed, an entitlement they never questioned. Age does not automatically create wisdom. Sometimes it only makes patterns stronger, and here is where many women get hurt. They mistake age for maturity. They think because a man is older, he must be calmer, wiser, more sincere. But some men do not grow softer with age. They grow more set in their ways, more controlling, more demanding, more afraid of change. They may smile gently, speak politely, act lonely and vulnerable, but underneath, they can still expect a woman to fit neatly into their life without ever asking how they fit into hers. That is why so many women over 60 end up feeling exhausted instead of loved. They enter a relationship hoping for shared warmth, and slowly they find themselves carrying emotional weight they never agreed to carry. They become the listener, the helper, the patient one, the understanding one, but while their own needs are pushed quietly to the side. And the saddest part, many women accept this because they are afraid that being alone is worse. But let me tell you something with all the honesty in my heart. Being alone is not the worst thing that can happen to you after 60. Being used is worse. Being drained is worse. Being made to feel invisible while sitting right next to someone is worse. Made to feel invisible while sitting. And loneliness, let us talk about that honestly. Because loneliness is what pushes many women into the wrong arms. Not love, not connection, just the aching silence of evenings, the empty chair, the phone that does not ring, the feeling that life is moving forward for everyone else while you are sitting still. And when a man appears during that season, even an ordinary man can begin to look like an answer. But loneliness is a dangerous matchmaker. It does not choose what is right. It chooses what is right. It chooses what is available. That is why some women ignore the signs. They ignore the selfishness, the inconsistency, the emotional laziness, the little comments that sting, the subtle disrespect. They tell themselves, he is old. He has been through a lot. He does not know how to express himself. He is from a different generation. He means well, and little by little, excuse after excuse after excuse, they lower the standard that once protected their peace. By this age, a woman has already survived too much to settle for confusion. She has buried dreams, swallowed tears. Poof. Swallowed tears. Carried families. Held herself together when no one asked if she was okay. She has earned the right to rest, to laugh without tension, to wake up without dread. So why should she now invite someone into her life who brings pressure instead of peace? Some older men do not want a partner. They want access. Access to your warmth, your time, your home, your emotional labor, your stability. Some want the appearance of devotion without the responsibility of giving it back. They like the idea of a good woman beside them, but they do not want to become a good man for her. Put hand, and if a woman is not careful, she will spend her precious later years trying to prove her worth to someone who already decided to take more than he gives type poor. And let me say something many people are too polite to say out loud. Some older men are not looking for love. They are looking for replacement care. Someone to fill the empty spaces left by age, illness, divorce, or loss. Someone to make them feel less helpless, less alone, less human in their weakness. But they do not always arrive with gratitude. Sometimes they arrive with expectation, as if a woman should feel honored to serve as comfort, simply because he chose her. No, not at this age. A woman over 60 should not be auditioning for the role of unpaid nurse, therapist, housekeeper, and emotional caretaker. Not when her own heart still needs gentleness. Not when her own body deserves rest. Not when her own life matters just as much. And this is where wisdom must speak louder than desire, because desire whispers, maybe this could still be something beautiful. But wisdom asks, at what cost will this man protect my peace? Will he add calm to my life? Will he respect my boundaries when I say no? Will he value me when I am not giving, serving, fixing, or soothing? Because if the answer is no, then what you are calling companionship may only be a slow form of self-betrayal. So what should a woman do after 60? Close her heart, become bitter. Stop believing in love. No, that is not what I am saying. I am saying she must become far more protective of her peace than she is of her hopes, because hope can make you generous with the wrong people. Peace will teach you to be careful. At this age, your life is no longer a rough draft. It is the sacred chapter you fought to reach, toward to reach. Every quiet morning, port every safe evening, every habit that keeps your heart steady, every small joy you built with your own hands. These things matter, and anyone who enters your life should honor them, not disturb them, not compete with them, not consume them. A woman over 60 does not need to be rescued. She needs to be respected, torn. She does not need empty promises, charming words, or late-age fantasies dressed up as devotion. She needs truth, consistency, gentleness, emotional safety. And if a man cannot offer that, then his presence is not a blessing. It is a burden with a smile on its face. Some women think having someone is always better than having no one, but that is one of the most expensive lies. A woman can believe, because the wrong man will not only waste your time, he will interrupt your healing. He will disturb your confidence. He will make you question your instincts. And the very years that should feel lighter will start feeling heavy again. No woman should trade her hard-won peace for the performance of companionship. And let me tell you something beautiful. There is dignity in a woman who knows how to sit with herself without panic. There is power in a woman who no longer chases love just to prove she is still lovable. There is grace in a woman who can say, I would rather eat alone, sleep alone, travel alone, laugh alone, pray alone, laugh alone, than share my remaining years with someone who does not know how to love me well. That kind of woman is not lonely. She is free. If love comes but, let it come honestly. Let it come slowly. But let it come with respect. Let it come from a man who has done his inner work. A man who does not want to manage you, use you, lean on you, or reshape you. A man who knows that your presence is a gift, not a service, and if that kind of love never comes, your life is still full of worth, still full of meaning, still full of beauty. Because a woman after 60 is not running out of value. She is finally seeing it clearly. So never get a boyfriend after 60 just because you are afraid of being alone. Never do it because society makes you feel incomplete. Never do it because someone tells you a woman needs a man beside her to feel secure. If a man comes into your life, let him come as peace, or do not let him come at all. And that is the hard truth. After 60, love is not about finding someone to fill the silence. It is about refusing anyone who destroys the peace you found inside it.